we'll just go there first. We got BTC right now at literally almost $123,000 on the dot, which, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. We'll look at it in the chart, but I'm pretty sure we're at a new high. I think we've been at that 122K area before, but yeah, there we go. I mean, it's looking like we are literally as we go on the air right now. We have ETH at 47.44. I mean, it's literally $140 away from an all-time high. 48.80 was about the all-time high for ETH last cycle. So we're there. We're whatever, triple topping it at this point, and we'll see if we can smash on through, break on through to the other side here with Ethereum. That's right. But Bitcoin looking uber strong. Yeah, I mean, this week, since the weekend, basically, things have just been looking amazing. Like we're in a new paradigm here. We'll get to the Ethereum versus BTC thing here, but that gap is being closed a little bit as far as that ratio goes. But just looking at Bitcoin, here we go. New all-time highs. Where do you think we go in the next few months, Ewok? And again, I mean, we talk about like what we think this cycle will do in terms of when it could wrap up. Where are you in terms of that now? Because we're starting to see things turn on a dime. I've talked about 2026 a lot. A lot of people have, at least for the couple months into 2026. But maybe we get hockey stick type moves here. Maybe things get crazy in the next 3 months. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, so the previous all-time high or current all-time high for Bitcoin is on or happened on July 14th, and that was 123,231 according to Coinbase anyway. I'm sure it was a little different on every exchange. So we're still about 100 or so out from there. We're at 123,136, where it was 123,231. So we are flirting very closely with it. I could see a little bit of resistance here against this previous high. I mean, you can see that the candle wicked up. The high so far today has been 123,150. So hasn't gone to that all-time high before that happened back in July, but we are flirting with disaster. Well, it's not really disaster, but we're flirting with that price anyway. So yeah, it's looking good. Like I said, I think we're going to meet a little resistance. People have their orders set there. Again, one of those numbers that I had talked about in the past. Right now, it did kind of blow right through 120. Like at 120, there wasn't much resistance. Maybe a little bit back here, but it got through it pretty easily, I would say. Mm-hmm. I had suspected that some of these levels, 125, 130, every 5,000, you're probably going to meet a little resistance unless just major buys come in and it blows right through it. Problem is that when it does pull back, a lot of times it will go back to those levels and refill them before it goes higher. That's just historically what it's done. And even in a bear market, if it doesn't retrace back to a level like that, sometimes it will pull back to that level, before, again, it always seems to make a stop and fill those CME gaps is what they're called.
Right.
So yeah, but again, I think everything's lining up perfectly. Where could it be in a month or two? Well, I mean, I could easily see us at 150 by the end of October. I don't think that's really that far off. So that's kind of where I'm anticipating it, unless there's a big correction. Obviously, if it goes like it's been historically going up, the corrections really haven't been that major. So, they will cool off a little bit. Anytime it runs up, it seems to cool off sideways, have a little down, and then boom, go. This one came right back to this 50 moving average. It's touched it a couple times. This is the only one that it really broke through that moving average. So, as this goes up as well. But don't forget, it could pull back just to check that line and then move higher. So, keep an eye out for that. Looking at Ethereum, yeah, we are. So I drew a line here on the previous all-time high, about 48.82 or something like that. And we are really closing in on that number as well. So all in all, looking good. Let's check out the ratio real quick. BTC ratio, we are almost at 0.04. closing in on that number quickly. It seems like those 0.03s really trucked on right through those. It took when we hit the 0.03 here this last time, it looks like August 3rd. So 10 days to get from 0.03 to 0.04. That is really heating up for sure. So you do have the cross here on the daily on the chart that sent it back July 27th. So again, you can definitely see that the momentum has shifted. This is looking good. Again, we don't want it to get too overheated because it will require some sort of pullback and correction, some consolidation. If it keeps running too hard like this, that's my fear.
And you are so right about the Ethereum to BTC ratio. I mean, we've done over a 2x off the low of that at this point. So yeah, when it recovered, it definitely recovered. And again, yes, shout out DMB. Appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Much appreciated. Birthday isn't actually today, but it's within the week, I will say. But yeah, it's insane. Like, we've sat here and it's not like we've gotten to where we ultimately want to get yet or where we think we will get, but we've sat here we've done this show for almost 4 years now, September of 2021. And it's been down only since we started our show. I mean, we were another show born out of the bull market, basically. And, we've been here really the whole way. And we've been talking about this kind of a move out of nowhere, neck break speed, hockey stick type move this whole time, about how it can eventually happen. Now, it's happening way later than anybody expected, really. I mean, this cycle has not behaved at all like 2021. I was just talking to somebody the other day explaining how this cycle is really not even comparable to 2021, much more like 2017 in terms of like Ethereum, especially. Now, Ethereum, a much more mature asset at this point, 8 years later. But let's talk real quick. I know we talk about this weekly, but what do you think about timeframes here, though? I mean, I know you kind of talked about it a little bit there, but as far as ultimate top, I'm with you. You just talked about 150K BTC by the end of October. I think that's definitely possible.